other thing that came in the mail this week was my package from Stitch It Central. I ordered from them, I think I put my order in May 17th or 18th because I sort of ordered for my birthday. So it's May 17th or 18th. It took a couple weeks for them to get, I think they must have had to order some of the things in. So it was sort of like 3 weeks for them to get my stuff together. But once I got like my notice that my package had shipped, like it showed up at my house within 3 days. So shipping was super fast. I was able to get like expedited shipping for like $1 extra or something, or like 50 cents extra, so I was like, yes. And so I had the tracking number, and it actually was kind of awesome because it turns out if you have like a package tracking now, you can, like, Canada Post will actually like email you. So I got my shipping notice from Stitch It Central, and then I got a shipping notice from Canada Post in my email saying, you have a package. You know, we have a tracking number now for this package. You can track your package. And then I got a notice from Canada Post when my package had been delivered. And it was literally like the mail person must have still been doing their route because I think I got the delivery notice like at noon. So it must have been, they must have like a whole digital system now of like postage person checks off package delivered. And then, you know, automatic Canada Post sends a mail, package delivered, and when I went up to like check my mailbox, there was my package. So, because I thought it would be fun, my package arrived I think on Wednesday. Yeah, I think it was Wednesday. I did a little, I guess you'd kind of go like, I was super excited, so I did a little like package unboxing video, which, because I kind of thought that would be fun. I mean, it's not like, I mean, I knew what it was. It's not like it was a mystery thing or kind of anything like that. But I was super excited about my stuff coming, so I did a little video, and I'm going to insert that.
Hello, Flosstube. It's Kate here of Colorblind Cross Stitch and Neko, because I sat down, so he has to come join me. Today is Wednesday, June 8, June 9, something like that. Hi, Neko. And my package from Stitch It Central arrived, so I thought it might be kind of fun to do a little bit of a little bit of like an unboxing thing. So I opened the package, but I haven't actually like taken anything out of it yet, because it just arrived in the mail like an hour ago. Sorry it's a bit noisy. I have my window open and I think someone's doing like yard work or something out there, because there's like a chainsaw or something. I'm actually surprised Neko came and lay on me instead of going and sitting in the window and, like, smelling the outside, because that's what he likes to do. But yes! Hi, Neko! You gonna say hello? Say hello to the camera? No, you don't know what you're doing. Okay, fine. But let's get to the stitchy goodness from my express post package. I'm actually super excited. I've been waiting since my birthday. This was, okay. I did not think this through. Let's do that. There we go. Oh, look at that. Oh, wow. Alright, that's an invoice. That's fine. This is a package within a package. I did not, oh, yes. So everything is in a package, in a bag. I'm gonna have problems here, because that's a very well. Ooh, look at all my petite treasure braid! Hold up. I gotta, oh, Neko moved. Good. Alright, there we go. Get the bag open. Hi, Neko. Are you gonna see what I have? Oh, I know, it's exciting. Alright, let's see. Oh, 2 cards of petite treasure braid. In silver and gold. Oh, that is so shiny. There we are, 2 cards of petite treasure braid. Rainbow galleries. The silver is for the black work patterns I want to do, and then I'm going to use the gold for my Egyptian sampler. Oh, it's so shiny. So, 2 cards of petite treasure braid in silver and gold. Oh, we have Mill Hill beads. Petite glass beads. In black. And, oh, these are my silver glass seed beads for my blackwork patterns. There should also be, oh, there they are. I think, yes. Petite glass beads in gold. So the black and gold are for my Egyptian sampler. Oh, those ones are also very shiny, which calls for petite seed beads from Mill Hill. So that's the bling for that. Is the gold treasure braid is so shiny. Oh boy. Okay, silver. Oh, we have. That's the Dimensions kit. Dimensions Gold. Which is going to be a gift. So that's the floss cards. Happily my bobbins arrived, so I can bobbinate this instead of having it on the floss cards. And gray Ida? Maybe that Ida is gray. I'm not sure. But yeah, so there's floss and Ida, and I will have to bobbinate that and get that ready and have a third start probably in a week. Craziness. Absolutely crazy. Alright. And here I think is my floss. So I have, oh, that is 223. Yep, 223, which is the last color I needed for my Egyptian sampler, which Michael's kept being out of. So now everything I need for Teresa Wensler's Egyptian sampler is here. And then here are, there's a very dark blue, a very light blue, and 3 skeins, that's what I'm looking for, 3 skeins of variegated blue for my Blackwork Journeys Box of Delights, which will also use the silver, here, we'll also use this, the silver treasure braid and the, is that these ones? Yes, the silver beads. So, I'm going to do the Box of Delights in blue and silver. I'll put those there. So that's DMC, but like a very, very, very dark blue, a light blue, and then 3 variegated skeins. So that's pretty. And then, actually, this is the last thing in this box is fabric. So this is a fat quarter of vintage ice blue, I think. Ida. You know what? I cannot see. I feel like it should have some variegation in it. I cannot see the color on this. I love that they serged the edges on these things. That's great. I think it was Whitegart. I think it says Whitegart Ida. So it should be variegated, and maybe it's coming up in the. It might be coming up in the. I think it's printed, so I think this side is white. Okay, yeah, I think that. Okay. Yeah, that's the white side. This is the blue side. So it's kind of got a modelly blue thing going on, which I can see in the camera. That's funny. I can see that in the camera. It looks very, very white to my naked eye. So that's the fabric that, oh gosh, I don't know what they're doing out there. So that's what my Box of Delights is going to be. Silver and blue, so that's exciting. And then my last thing is another piece of fabric. I'm going to talk loud because it is really loud out there. Can I do this? Oh. Ooh, plastic bag. There we go. And this piece is navy 14 count. Ooh, that's very pretty. Whoops, is also a fat quarter. I can't remember how much a fat quarter is, but 18 by 21, like 25 or something. Oh, there goes my Kindle. Okay. So yeah. And this will be for my other blackwork design. It's just navy. It's not like modelly or anything. So this is for my other blackwork design, which blackwork journey design, which is going to be the box of delights. So it's all blackwork, and so I'm going to do it on this navy in white thread, and then I'm going to use where is it? Once again, my silver beads and silver treasure braid for the accents. I didn't buy the white thread because I already have like a dozen skeins of white, so I didn't need to buy any of that. And so I was pretty excited that I could use the beads and metallics from for both patterns. So yeah, so that is my exciting supply of things that came from Stitch at Central. So yeah, that's fun. This treasure braid is so shiny. So shiny, look at that. Apparently there's twice as much treasure braid on a card as there is Kreinik on a spool, which is why I bought it instead of buying the Kreinik, because they were the same price. Doesn't look like there's much there though. What does it say? See, it cost me $4. PB35. Does it not say? And for combining with other threads, petite treasure braid. It does not actually say how much. Oh, 25 yards. Yeah, because I think the Kreinik spools have like 11 yards on them. Their blending filament is like 40-yard spools or something. There's lots of blending filament on a spool, but I think their treasure braid, or not treasure braid, their yeah, Kreinik number 4 braid or number 8 braid, whatever the braid is, that's the very fine braid. I think it's 11 yards per spool, so that's like twice as much per spool. So I figured for the same price basically. So I got the petite treasure braid, and then I got some beads, and then I got some fabric and a kit, which I'm gonna have to bobbinate and start, because that one's gonna be a present. So anyway,
so things that arrived in
this
that
was
package.
fun. I'll see you on Saturday. Bye.
I now have the beads, and okay. Technically, this calls for beads and Kreinik. I ordered petite treasure braid because petite treasure braid and Kreinik are the same price. Basically, there's like 10 cents difference or something. And you get twice as much on a card of petite treasure braid as you do on a spool of Kreinik. Don't ask me how that works, but that's how that works. So I was like, well, I'll get the color equivalent in petite treasure braid and get twice as much, which, you know, I can use for other projects. Because it will not take anywhere near a card of treasure braid to do the braid required for this. So yes, and then there was like the beads and the one color of floss I was missing. So I sat down and wound the rest of my floss into bobbins, and because my bobbins came last week. And so now I have everything I need for Teresa Wentzler's pattern in this box, including a needle minder. The other thing that came is, like I showed you, I have petite treasure braid, beads, floss for 2 Blackwork Journeys patterns. The lighter fabric, which is Vintage Blue Whisper, I believe, 14 count Ida. That will use the variegated floss, the dark floss, and the light floss. That is for Blackwork Journeys Pandora's Box. And then silver beads and silver treasure braid. And then the other pattern is Box of Delights, and Box of Delights is going to use this navy, and then white, and then accents in silver beads and silver treasure braid. I don't have needle minders for these projects yet, because I don't know when I'm going to start these projects yet. The white is just white I had in my stash. I have no idea where it came from. Possibly, might have been like my grandpa bought. Might have been my grandpa. Might have been a thrift store. I'm not sure. I got it from Mum. Someone at one point had bought like a bulk box of like a dozen plus skeins of white from whoever WRC is. I have no idea who that is. I have no idea if they still exist, but you know, white is white. I probably have too many skeins of white in there, but that's okay because, like I said, I have like 15 or 17 skeins of white. I'm not running out of white anytime soon, so, you know, when I'm done this project, I'll eventually throw the white back into my pile of white. You know, and that would be that. So I just wanted to make sure I had this is all the things I need for my 2 black work journey patterns, which I am not going to start for a while because, much as I want to, because as we've seen, I now had 2 starts this week. I now have 5 whips. I am going to have another start because the last thing I ordered, oh, there's my 4th. There's where the clothespins that I had the Tangible Good project wrapped up in clothespins because there's a lot of extra fabric. I have clothespins for Connie G's Rainbow Style too. Happily, at one point, my mom just gave me like a bag of 100 clothespins, so I'm not running out of clothespins anytime soon. And I had 3 clothespins on that, and I misplaced the 4th clothespin, but apparently it was just there. That's cool. Okay, so, sorry, I've got so much to show you, but yeah. Okay, so the last thing that I got in my mail from, what's it place? From Stitch Central is a kit to Dimensions Gold Collection Petite. This is going to be a gift. So, my Christopher's family has started doing the last year or two instead of, you know, the kids just get all the presents because children and Christmas. But for Christmas, they've started doing a kind of like a Secret Santa kind of gift exchange for the adults. So instead of trying to buy presents for 6 or 8 people, you're buying a big present for one person. So Neko. Sorry, he's trying to get in the cupboard, which he knows he's not supposed to do. But so I fell him off. Yes, I know. You're not allowed in the cupboard. You know that. Yes. Secret Santa. So, I do know that my Christopher told his family about my YouTube channel. I am like 95% sure, actually probably even more sure than that, the person whom I am making a gift for does not watch my YouTube channel. Hello, Neko, yes. Now that I've told you off, you're going to come sit in my lap. Okay. I don't even know if the rest of his family watches my videos. I know he does. But that's okay, because he already knows who my Secret Santa person is. And what I'm doing for him, because I told him, because we were talking about it, and, you know, coming up with, like, gift ideas. Obviously, it's not my person, because I will have a gift for my person anyway, because he's my person. And that's how we roll. My gift for, yes, so I should be noted that I am in my person's family's gift exchange, because after 9 years, I'm pretty much part of the family, you know, so I was like, okay, I will be part of this and join your gift exchange. It makes me feel better too, because they always used to buy me presents anyway, and I would just kind of be like, I made you cookies! Yay! And then feel bad, because they insisted on buying me presents, because my Christopher's family is just super nice like that. So yeah. So, my present is actually going to be for his father. Part of it is not going to be cross-stitching, part of it's going to be something else, which I haven't ordered yet. That's fine. The other part of it is I bought this, what I was leading up to is I bought this Gold Dimensions kit to do as part of his Christmas present. So, you know, if anyone in my Christopher's family is actually watching this, who isn't my Christopher who already knows this, you can just pretend I'm not saying any of this. So you can still be surprised. Or at least, you know, don't tell Bob that I'm doing this, because then he can still be surprised. But I really also want to talk about this because I'm going to be spending most of my time, probably in the next couple of months, working on this to make sure I get it done by Christmas, and I don't want to not have anything to talk about on my YouTube channel. If I'm stitching this and just like, I'm like, I can't talk about it because it's a gift, like, I'll just be like, I'll come on and be like, I did a thing. There was the thing I did, and that would be silly. And I'm pretty sure most of my Christopher's family does not actually watch my YouTube channel anyway, because none of them cross-stitch, so why would they? I mean, maybe because, you know, they like me, but I don't expect any of my friends to watch my channel just because I'm there. I mean, if they decide to and they enjoy it, that's awesome. You're great. I love you. But, like, you know, I don't want people to feel obligated to, like, I have to watch this thing that I don't like in order to support people. Like, no, that's okay. Watch things that you like. You only have so much, like, TV watching time. But yes, so I am doing this kit. It's going to be a gift. It is a tall ship. I hope the glare isn't too bad. I'm going to maybe hopefully not lose my needles again. I've been, because as a kid it comes with a couple of needles. I lost both of them at one point. I found both of them. I did, however, at one point stick a package of DMC needles in the kit plastic thing. I have no ideas where those have gone, so probably somewhere in my bed is a package of DMC needles. Hopefully I don't find them the hard way. We will see. But yes, so this is the kit. It is going to be it's a tall ship, and, you know, at sea with, like, you know, going full sail, with sort of like a little map as a background. I decided to do this because it is, like, the most Bobbish thing I've seen, because he really likes ships and sailing. He has a sailboat, a yacht, a very small yacht, but, I mean, relatively, it's not like a fancy rich people yacht, but everything sounds so much classier when you append "on my yacht" to it. It's like, what are you doing? I'm reading a book on my yacht. Like, what are you doing? Oh, I'm having supper on my yacht. So, yeah. So, he has a boat. He likes boats. This is a ship. This is a tall ship with all its fancy sails, and I thought that would be a really good sort of Bobbish thing. And it's only like, it's a 5x7, so it's not super huge. Which should be good in terms of, like, stitch time, and also in terms of, I don't think he would enjoy having a super huge cross-stitch pattern. That's not him. I like to think he will enjoy it because of the subject matter. Probably not so much because it's a cross-stitch, but, you know, he likes ships. So, that's why I was like, I'll do that. And hopefully I can get it done in time. So much backstitching. So much backstitching. This is when you know that I love a person, because I don't like backstitching, but there's a lot of backstitching, and I am going to do it anyway because I really like the person to whom I am giving the gift. So there you are. I express my love through backstitching. The reason I mention this, though, is, one, I'm getting it ready to start. This is the kit. I have, oh yes, look, see? Now I won't lose my needles because they've stuck to my needle minder. Let me get the minder and I'll show you what it is. So this is like floss, and I have the fabric out already. I don't know where my DMC needles went. Hopefully I'll find them. But the kit needles, happily, are stuck to the needle minder now. There, I'll do that, then they won't go anywhere. Hopefully they also don't bend. That might be a problem. Whatever. They're kit needles. And so I've decided for this one will have my very punny Star Trek needle minder. Make It So, which I got at Comic-Con this year. Because sailing ship, spaceship, you know, the Enterprise was a sailing ship before it was a spaceship. You know, space navy, sailing navy. I figured it kind of works. Right now in here I have a bunch of... Whoops! Did I just lose a bobbin? I think I just... Okay, I lost a bobbin, and... Oh, there it is. There's a bobbin. I lost a bobbin, and then Neko's big fluffy belly was in the way. Because my cat has a big fluffy belly. So... Bunch floss. Floss and bobbins and instructions and colors, and I need to bobbinate the floss and bigify the instructions. And also, the other reason I mention this to you is because, okay, so it's a 5x7 finished photograph on ivory Ida. That is how big a piece of Ida they give you. This is an 8x10 piece. There is an 1.5" border. That is a really small border. Now, when I opened it and saw this piece of fabric, I was like, what? I need a new piece of fabric for this. And it turns out, later I looked at my butterflies. My butterflies are also a Dimensions Petite Gold Collection. Same size picture. I looked. It turns out the butterflies are on the same size piece of Ida, except in navy blue. They were in navy blue. 18 count. So, this means that I should be able to stitch this sailing ship on this Ida and not have problems with the borders. And actually looking at it, it looks like it's been cut pretty damn straight. Things aren't always cut super straight, but it looks like whatever machine Dimensions uses to cut their Ida... Oh, there's a fluff. I have a fluff on my... There's a fluff, and it's really obvious because it's ivory. There we go. That's gonna bug me less. So yes, that was the piece that came with it. I'm like, 1.5" border is ridiculous. I want to not have such a small piece of Ida, so like I probably can do it because I apparently did the butterflies on a piece that was also, you know, this size and only has 1.5" borders. But I was kind of like, I'd rather not. So I went looking through my fabric, and most of my fabric is 14 count or 16 count, which this is charted for 18 count. I know from doing my butterflies that, you know, if I decided to do it on 16 count, 2/1, I'm pretty sure I would have enough thread. My butterflies came with plenty of extra, so I couldn't see my, like, I would be very surprised if even doing it, like, on a higher count, or a lower count, rather, on bigger squares, if I would run out of thread. If I did it, like, 3/1, like, went to 14 count and did, like, 14 count 3/1, then I'd run out of thread, because, you know, I'm using half again as much, you know, thread. But, so for, like, I could do it on 16 count, but then it wouldn't be a nice 5x7 picture, which, you know, if it's a 5x7 picture, that's a normal picture frame. I can find a frame for that really easily, because it's a standard size. So it's kind of like, okay, I want 18 count. So my only 18 count fabric was either black or white. And I wasn't going to do it on black, because if you look at this picture, that whole outside map is... Oh, I've got my picture upside down. There's backstitching to put in, like, the latitude lines, or longitude lines. There's some, I think, crosses or half crosses to put in the sort of, like, color differences kind of thing. But it uses the fact that it's on ivory Ida. so that's like the paper color, right? So if I had it on black, that would look completely wrong. Couldn't do it on black. So I also have white. But then I was also like, okay, but again, the matte part is, you know, the Ida is the paper color. So I wanted something more paper looking. So I took my 18 count white. I have a 12 by 12 square, like a 12 by 11 and a half or something. And I actually coffee dyed it. Partially using just using a couple of tutorials I found online, and one of them was by the Primitive Stitcher. No, you can't smell it as much. The Primitive Stitcher is the reason why this smells faintly of vanilla, because she has a dyeing tutorial, and at one point she uses instant coffee and vanilla. I don't have instant coffee in my house. I have regular coffee, so what I did for the coffee dyeing is I did this yesterday, and so I basically took my, like, morning's coffee grounds that I hadn't, you know, cleaned out of my coffee maker yet, made a new pot of coffee using those coffee grounds, and basically ran that pot of coffee through the coffee grounds, like, 3 or 4 times. Like, made a pots of coffee with the same water, like, 3 or 4 times, to get it, you know, to be nice and dark. Or, you know, dark-ish. Now I'm thinking about it, I probably should, like, run some, like, vinegar water through that coffee machine, because I put coffee in the water part, so that part is no longer quite clean. I didn't think about that at the time, so I think maybe today or tomorrow. I haven't actually run vinegar water through my machine in a while, so I should probably do that anyway. You know, clean my coffee machine. I'll probably do that next time I do the dishes. So I did that, and then I added some, based on the Primitive Stitchers tutorial that I was watching, I added some vanilla to help give it more color. Not real vanilla, partially because I don't have any real vanilla, and partially because if I did have real vanilla, I would not be wasting it as fabric dye. I just have, you know, like the fake vanilla extract. Comes in a big bottle. So it was my 1 pot of coffee, which is I think about 1.5 cups, done 3 or 4 times, 2 tablespoons of vanilla, and then I sort of scratched out the fabric a bit, laid it on a cookie sheet, sort of partially flattened, but, you know, partially scrunched up, poured the dye mixture over it, and let it sit for, I think it was 1.5 hours. I went for a run and then had supper before taking it out again. I actually took a picture. I was thinking of maybe I should do like some recording while I was dyeing and show you what I'm doing, but then I forgot. I did remember to take a picture halfway through, so here's a picture of the fabric in the process of being dyed. You know, sitting in its cookie sheet, sopping up dye. And so that's how I have this fabric being sort of a darker, I don't know, browny color with sort of lighter splotches. It's definitely a neat, it's an interesting dye. You know, it is an interesting sort of modeling. The problem is, and it came out, like, I like the color of it. It's a little bit darker. You can, maybe, hopefully this shows up. I don't know if you'll be able to see this because I don't know what shows up on the camera. It's a little bit darker than the ivory, but not too much darker. So I think that's good for, like, a parchment color. The only thing is, I'm not sure about this sort of modeling, how that will look with my picture. Like I said, I like the color. I did that because I was kind of hoping for some kind of modeling, because I think that's neat. You know, it makes the fabric more interesting, because I was trying to go for a kind of like old parchmenty look, for that like old world map you know, old school map, parchment, paper kind of look. So I don't mind having modeling, but I'm not sure about this, the exact way this modeling came out. It's just kind of lighter blobs as opposed to looking like, I was kind of hoping for something that looked a little more like paper creases. So I'm not sure if I want to try and do something else with it. I don't think I'm going to do like an immersion dye again, like I did. Like, I don't think I'm gonna like make more coffee and put it on a cookie sheet and do that, because that will dye both the lighter parts and the darker parts, and it will just make everything darker. And I don't really want it to be any darker because I like the color. So I'm not sure whether maybe I should do something like, I could take, for example, my coffee grounds from this morning's coffee, and do one of those things where you kind of make it into, you know, a bit of like a paste kind of deal and kind of blob it on, and sort of spread it around and see if, you know, maybe on the lighter portions, and see if I can kind of make them, but I don't know what that would do. So, because I haven't tried dyeing like that yet. Or if I should just kind of leave it and stitch it and not worry about it and assume that, you know, when it comes to the pattern, because the middle part, the tall ship in the middle is full coverage. And so when it comes to like the map on the outside, you know, actually I could even do it this way. You don't even have many of those splotches, sort of where the map would go. So it might kind of come out okay, and like some of the, like the map actually has cross-stitching on it to help give it that paper look. I don't know how well it shows up, but you can kind of see there are splotches on sort of like the map, and those are, I think, half stitches in sort of like splotchy blobs to make it to give it kind of that, like, you know, worn paper look. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I'm going to leave this as it is or try and dye it further. I think also, like, I think there's that side and that side. I think the splotches are lighter on this side, I think, than they are on this side. Like, they're more noticeable on this side. So I think probably what I will do is, if I don't try and do something with those splotches, I will stitch it on the lighter, subtler side. And I think maybe that'll sort of be okay. So I'm not sure. So I'm not, because I'm not sure if I should try maybe, you know, try and do something and see what else happens. Because, I mean, I would prefer to stitch it on this piece, because this is like an 11 by 12 square, 11.5 by 12 square, 18 count. So that's like a 2.5 by like 3.5 inch borders, for like the 5 by 7 piece. So that's a good amount of border that would make me feel better, and I think make it easier to get my hoop, you know, into like the corners, to do the corners, because there's, you know, there'd be that much more border there. So I prefer to do it on this big piece of fabric. But by the same token, if I, you know, try and do something else to this fabric and like screw it up and just make something that's like, you know, would not work, I can always do it on like the ivory that came with it, you know, with its 1.5 border, you know, which is a small border, but still because it's cut, looks like it's cut pretty straight, it should still be doable. If it wasn't cut straight, that 1.5" border would not be enough. That's what happened with my dragon sampler. So yeah, so that's that project, which I am going to start probably this week, because I want to start it sooner rather than later, because it's going to be a Christmas gift, and I want to make sure I get it done by Christmas. You know, so that was the last piece of my Stitchquisitions. I showed you my needle minder, I showed you my fabric dyeing experiment, which I may or may not continue. So that, and that was my other Stitchquisition, which I showed you. So my plans are to finish Undertale Dude. Put in a circle or two in Kanye Juice Rainbow Style, and like finish prepping my kit, and to start this. Whoops, that's upside down. So that's my current plans for this week. You know, and when the rest of my magnets come, I will finally make the rest of my needle minders. Like I said, I'm super happy about having at least half my magnets, because now I have needle minders on all my projects, and I don't know how I survived without needle minders. They're just so damn useful, because every time I need to like change a thread or like just put my thread down because, oh, my phone rang, you know, I can just like, whoop, it's great. So yeah, so that is everything I have. I've probably talked for an ungodly amount of time, showing off all my things, but that's why YouTube remembers where you've been on a video, which is super handy. But now that I've told you all of my things, I will say goodbye. I hope you have a wonderful week. Please don't forget to like and comment if you feel so inclined. Dislike if you feel so inclined, though, I mean, if you do, I'd love a comment as well. I'm always looking for ways to improve, and the thing with like just having a dislike is I don't know what I've done wrong, or, you know, I mean, maybe I haven't done anything wrong and you just didn't like this video for whatever reason, but, you know, if there's something I can improve, I would love to know about it. I am always here for constructive criticism. I mean, if you're just gonna, like, you know, I don't know, call me a stupid hoe or something, then please don't. I'd rather you didn't. But if you have something constructive to say, you know, an idea of something that might be ways to make things better, I would love to hear it. You know, I may or may not take in your suggestion, but, like, I love suggestions. I love comments. I read all my comments. I try to comment back. If I don't, I will at least give you a little heart to show you that I have read my comment and that I appreciate it, because I do. If you like what you've seen and want to see more, please feel free to check out my other videos, and subscribe. I try to post a video once a week, Saturdays. Sometimes they don't get uploaded till Sundays because the editing and uploading process can take a while, but Saturday, Sunday, that's when I have my videos. So that's all I have to say. Have a great week. I will see you next Saturday. Bye!